Welcome, welcome, welcome to Shade in the City. I see you, Demarcus. Yes, I see you. Okay, we on time today. We made it. Okay. What up, Tracy Boo? How you doing? So yes, we are here today for The Shy season 7, episode 4. As you're coming in, please make sure that you hit that like and that subscribe button. And yeah, we're gonna get right into it. All right, let's go ahead and get shady. Look, now I feel like trees. Let me find the button. All right, so we start out. This episode is Mother's Day. Emmett is buying up all the flowers in the store because we know he got all the baby mamas literally about to make them run out. Like there was one chick trying to go for some flowers that he was going for, and she's like, "Damn, how many flowers you need? All the baby mamas you got, okay?" Um, Let me see. Then his cheap ass daddy, okay, said the flowers was too expensive, so he's just gonna buy one bouquet of flowers and give one out to each person. Now, even though I am not a fan of Rashad and Alicia's relationship, I thought it was super sweet that he went to the florist and asked, what do you get for a mother who's lost a child? And he told her, forever flowers. And I thought that was super sweet for him to think of her. And then I see Papa is back this episode. He went to go get his mom some flowers, kind of like last minute. And I thought it was super special, especially since, that's the only parent he has left. So they are having a Mother's Day cookout. Jamal is telling Emmett and his daddy. I'm sorry, Jamal is telling Emmett and yeah, what's his face? Emmett's daddy, that he's planning on marrying Dom. And they shocked as hell. They like, what? Like why you want to go and do that? So he's like, I don't care about her past. All I care about is that she spends the rest of her nights with me. So then he asked Emmett when he was gonna marry Keisha, and he was like, I done did the marriage thing before, and it didn't end well because you're a cheater. Okay. And said, him and Keisha are practically married. And then Jamal and his daddy basically got in his ass and told him practically married is not the same thing as being married. Okay. And it protects Keisha if anything was to happen to you. So he's like, what I need to worry about? Dude is gone. And they was like, it is still Chicago. Okay. And then, his daddy congratulated him on getting all his baby mamas under one roof with no drama. And of course, he learned that from his daddy. I thought so too, Demarcus. I thought that was a great idea. Good on the floors and good for, what's that boy name again? Rashad for, I think even considering her because yes, Darnell, thank you. Oh, Darnell is the daddy. Yes, thank you. For even considering to get her flowers, because they ain't got no child together. But I thought it was super sweet. So then Bakari, he has finished his first semester of college. Good job, Bakari. I love that he is trying to change his life around. And the professor asked him, what you got planned for the summer? He basically just said, I'm about to be outside. And he told him, these streets ain't no friend to people like you. It seems like, when people try to change their life around, they end up gone. And I am a strong believer in that as well. And of course, Bakari is hard-headed. So talking about ain't nothing gonna happen to him, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to him. And he told him, it's not always someone else that has to do it. And then he tells him that he reminds him of someone, which I want to know who he's talking about. Demarcus, you got any insight in that? Who is he talking about? Who is Bakari reminding him of? Then we see Alicia putting together an event for, the other ladies that have lost their children. And then what's his one name? Rashad. He comes in with these forever flowers. And I'm assuming maybe this is the first time there was ever a conversation or some type of exchange of I love you, because she said I appreciate you and he said I love you, and then she looked like, sir, you said what? We ain't there yet. I don't know. It's just a weird dynamic to me. Bakari reminds first, oh, of his son. I don't think I realized Christian was his son. Okay, Demarcus. Okay, all right. And Christian was a good dude. I really did like Christian. And I mean, I don't know how Bakari would remind him of, I guess maybe with Bakari changing his life around, but Bakari ain't like Christian. Um, and then we see, I guess, Pastor Charles making his rounds to all the single ladies to wish them a happy Mother's Day and praying hands on them. Well, they weren't all single. I think only one of them was single, except for Tracy. Um, then he went by Tracy's house, and to his surprise, Keith answered the door, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't know you was entangled with somebody." And she was like, "Yeah, it ain't even like that, okay." All right. So then, Keith is basically like, well, yeah, she does need prayer. Okay. She lost her son a while back. Do what you came here to do, and then basically get the hell out. And really tell him to leave for real. And she looking at him like, oh, you a cock blocker for real? Because I know she's feeling Pastor Charles. Hey, Blatant True. Hey, Bookie. Team Charles. Team Charles, huh? Team Charles over Keith. I think Tracy needs some healing. She needs to go seek somebody because her picker is off. She just chooses bad. I don't think she needs Team Charles, and I don't think she needs Keith. I think she needs a healing retreat. Okay. So then Victor and Jake were sitting around. Victor, Jake, and what's the other brother name? Reg. Reg. They were sitting around playing video games when there was a knock at the door, and Reg says that he has a surprise for them. And it's their mother, Peaches. She's back. Apparently, she comes back whenever Reg is back, because we know Victor don't want no parts of that. Okay, so yeah, Victor basically his only concern is whether she cleaned herself up, because now she want to come back in Jake's life. That lady didn't pay him no mind at all. It said she was about to go in the kitchen and make her famous mac and cheese. And then when Victor was about to leave, they talked him into staying. Um, then we have Damien, who went to Emmett and his dad and asked them to teach him how to play spades. And this really made me think about Treese, because Treese literally sat me down to teach me how to play spades. I feel like I just need to do it on a consistent basis, because I be forgetting the rules of the game, although they broke it down to a science. Okay. Um, but he lets them know that like they need to learn, like he needs to learn by that night. Okay, so basically they was like, you know what, I'm done hosting. Okay, we are about to preserve this family name, because I got to teach you, boy, I got to teach you how to play spades. You can't be messing up the family name. So they sat his ass down and taught him how to play. You love that scene, like what, when Victor didn't want her there? You like that? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of Reg, but I agree with him. Like, you're grown. Like, can you move on, please? Get over it. Like, what your mama didn't do, you need to do. Okay, just get over it. So then Papa went to bring his mom some flowers, and she clearly had an attitude. And I was thinking, because it was Mother's Day, and her husband ain't there, and he normally does something for her. But she let him know that his dad mostly handled the finances, and now she's left to figure it out all on her own. And he told her, look, you know what? I'm the man of the house now. You can lean on me. I'm making some real money. Okay. And then when he brought up Pastor Zeke, I said, why did you do that? Sir, she don't like that man. And now her husband gone. And your daddy didn't like that man either. So yeah, she says that she wants no parts, and the Lord will provide as He always does. No, girl. No, I'm sorry. No, Demarcus. I grew up playing dominoes. I didn't grow up playing spades. So no, spades was not a thing for me. And also, I had to sneak and learn how to play dominoes too because my grandmother raised me and she was super Christian and she always felt like that was, you know, not of the Lord. Okay, so even dominoes, I had to sneak and learn how to play. So then at Alicia's event, she's basically telling the women, look, I'm glad we're all here today, but basically, I don't want to have no more of these, okay, where we got to all get together and mourn Mother's Day because we lost our children. So we need to take out the people that took out our people. I said, oh, okay, well, that's all right, Um, and they tried to explain to her that grief can't be cured with revenge. And then Rashad had a little sidebar with Alicia and let her know, look, it's a little heavy in here, okay? And I don't think that's what they need. Emmett is having a little cookout for Mother's Day over by his spot, and I think they could use some good energy. And she said, we don't want to be around a bunch of women who are being celebrated by their kids while we're missing ours. And I actually felt her with that, but I also felt Rashad too. So he told her, you know what? I know your son is gone. Okay. But you're not. Okay. And you can't just sit here and cry for him. You got to live for him. So then she did. She took him up on his suggestion and asked the ladies would they prefer a change of scenery. I wonder if Pastor Ezekiel know that Nook took out Pastor Stanley Jackson. There's like just so many things that are just like intertwined. Um, let me see. Where am I at? So yeah, so then we get back to Emmett and his daddy breaking spades down to a science. Um, and Damien is actually, I feel like he was doing a good job catching on. Tiff and her mom had a quick little disagreement over reprimanding EJ, for spilling some water. And her mom basically said, look, that's how I raised you. Okay. I'm a different person now. We live in soft life. Okay. If I want to talk soft to your boy, that's what I'm gonna do. All right. Now you and your hormones go somewhere. All right. Then Emmett came out to serve the ladies, and Shay, his baby mom, told him basically, yeah, me and your boy is moving to Pittsburgh next month. And he felt some type of way talking about he's the father and he has father rights. And, basically he can't get over the fact that she wants to turn up for the summer while he has the baby. And she can't get over the fact that he didn't marry her and marry somebody else. And, she basically told him, look, I have a life to live. Okay. And you ain't got no say over it. So I'm going to do what I want. All right. Then listen. This scene right here, I'm hoping that Papa is finally getting to see what his dad was talking about. Papa went to go see Pastor Zeke about a loan. So Pastor Zeke, didn't seem real convinced that Papa was going to be able to pay him back. So he told him it would be a gift. And Papa was like, no. I'm going to pay you back because I don't want to owe nobody nothing. Then Pastor told him, you know what, you owe God. So he's like, no, I pay my tithes. All right. Pastor Zeke told him, well, that's why it's coming back to you tenfold. Then this man pushes racks. I don't know how much money it was, but racks. Probably, look, more than to catch up on their bills. It was probably enough to pay off their mortgage, okay? Pushes him the money, and Charles comes in and says, yeah, that's a gift from us. So Pastor Zeke told him to think of it as a down payment on your dad's church. Papa said, my daddy's church ain't for sale. This man said, everything has a price. I said, Papa, you listening to your daddy now? You listening to your daddy now? Trace, Boogie. First of all, y'all not about to just be coming for me in the comments, okay? What? Never Emma baby mama looked like an old version of Tiff. Who? Neva? Are you saying Neva? Um, all right, so then Peaches is still at the house with the boys, and Victor really ain't feeling it. He got in his mama's ass about how she had three boys and never planned on raising them. I know, look, I know some people like that. Okay. They basically telling him that, she ain't perfect. All right, get over it. He's like, you can't tell me how to grieve the life I could have had. And she said, she didn't have the perfect mother either. Jake thanks her for giving them life, and she thanked them for giving them a reason to live. So then Emmett is talking to Keisha, and she's actually talking some sense into this boy, okay, about his son Devontae moving, and basically told him, yeah, he can come for the summer, but we can also go to visit. And really, you ain't got no rights because you didn't marry her. And I think it was really starting to sink in to Emmett about this whole marriage thing because, his dad already told him like about protection. So yeah, it's not just protection for her, it's protection for you too. And told him basically, support your baby mom no matter what it is. Then Alicia and the whole gang, they show up. And Christian's mom noticed Keisha. Now, I don't know Christian's mom's name, but she's been in the last few episodes. She noticed Keisha and she went outside to sit with her and let her know that, Christian is no longer here with us. Christian, I guess he was going through some type of depression and, you know, unalived himself. And Keisha had no idea because, Keisha been living her own life, and told her, she didn't know. And, the mom told her basically, you didn't know because they're very private people. But she said that she did know that he really did like Keisha. Go ahead. Yes, Demarcus. Judge Michelle Bradley. Okay. See, I knew that she was a judge because that's who Alicia went to before for help. But yeah, I didn't know her name. Okay. Um, when Keisha got kidnapped that time, said, you remember that? I do remember that. And you know what? From this last season to this season, it was a big deal for me because this whole time we thought that the dude that kidnapped her was her child's father, and now we finding out that it's Nook. And I just felt like we just thought that for so long, and she's just got to deal, just constantly looking in this boy's face. Of course, she loves him, but constantly looking at her son's face and constantly seeing that. So yes, Cortland, I do remember that. Um, so then, Peaches and the boys is all sitting down for her famous mac and cheese. And I see why it's famous. And it don't seem like it's for a good reason. It looked like it had a nice crust on it, but that thing looks soupy as hell. Um, she made them promise to always take care of each other. Reg said, I'm gonna be there for whoever's there for me. Okay. And Jake said, look, I'll do it. I ain't never leaving them. Hold on. Judge Michelle Bradley is Christian's mother, and Professor Gardner was his father. Okay. Okay. All right, Mia Craves. Um, that's why Professor is trying to keep Bakari close. Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me see. So yeah, so now it's showtime, okay? Because Bakari, the professor, Hannibal, and see, I didn't even know Hannibal's name. I didn't even know that was his name. Thank goodness for captions, okay? And Keith, they were all playing spades, but Bakari had to leave. So now it's time for Damien to show what he got, like what he learned. But then Damien got intimidated because Keith was there, and then he went to the bathroom, get his stuff together. Keith was waiting for this man outside the bathroom door and basically told him, listen, relax. All right. I ain't on you no more. I got a nice little woman I'm thinking about. All right. Just don't mess up the spades game. So then they sat down and played spades. And Damien was off to a good start. I mean, I felt like I said, I don't play spades. So then they by the end of the game they were down by 100 points, and Damien suggested going blind 8. I ain't never heard of no blind 8. All right. but apparently it doubled your score. And he was like, we'll win the game. And he said, if they get 6 books, we lose anyway. So we might as well play to win. I said, okay, all right. So then, you know what? Professor agreed. He was like, you know what? All right. So then Damien started throwing out these spades and they won the game. He said, listen, I don't know how to play spades, but I know how to count. All right. And I beat that ass. All right. Did you just say, why did they take out Duda? Are you Courtney? Have you been watching this from the beginning? Duda had to go, girl. I was annoyed that Tracy had Keith answering the door. Yes. First of all, blatant truth, I was annoyed that he was over there. Like, I thought this was like a one-time thing, like a slip up, like you was missing Duda and you just needed, some get right. But you got this man just chilling around the house and think he your man for real. Hannibal is Brandon's cousin. Okay. All right. DeMarcus, you would miss Duda. Okay. You love the villains. DeMarcus, you love the villains. You would miss Duda. Okay. All right. So Nook came and gave Keisha a cute little Mother's Day card. And then, Emmett he's like, what the hell is that? And she refuses to show him. She's like, oh, mind your business. Like, please go somewhere. Okay, this is between baby mama and baby daddy. Ain't got nothing to do with you. So then he was helping Tiv take out the trash, and she was like, where my card at? He was like, you ain't got no baby by me. I have a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire. So she asked him how he was doing, and he said, this day is a little bit weird for him because he lost his mom a while ago. Apparently, his dad took out his mom. Like, okay, that's, then inside, everybody is doing the Tamia step. Don't get on me, y'all, but I still can't do that either. Just, what Emmett said that he still can't get it right, but he was definitely doing it on screen. So yeah, I still can't get it right. Then blatant truth, speaking of Tracy got back to the house after this event and Keith was already there. She just got this man just laid up in her house. I wonder if he got a key. Like, did she give this man keys? So yeah, I mean, I can understand where he was coming from. He want to know what's up with her and Charles. Because he said he's trying to build a life with her. And really, that's the energy she was giving. She was giving like, you my man for real. But she said she don't know if that's really what she wants. You said Alicia's about to turn into Brandy from a thin line between love and hate, trying to control Tiff about her grandson. Yeah, I mean, with that situation, I do think it's wrong to try to control her, but I mean, at the end of the day, Alicia lost her son, so I do feel bad for her. And I mean, this is his kin, this is his child. So I do feel bad for her, and I do understand where she's coming from, though. Dang, no wonder Nuck is the way he is, exactly, and clearly don't care about taking out nobody. We need a spinoff like Kanan got with Nuck. Yeah, I agree. Keith is a ticking time bomb. I agree with that too, blatant truth. I agree with that too, because the way he went in when Pastor Charles got there, like he was really her man. Like I did a bid and I'll do it again. Like it is what it is. Okay. Somebody done came in and took my cookie before. It ain't happening this time around. And now nothing else really matters. Now that he got a woman or somebody he thinks that is a woman. No, instead we need Raisin Duda. Oh my God, Corley, I am so over Duda. I'm so over Duda. But I can understand why it would be Duda, because Duda literally has been there from the beginning and like to know his history. Let me see. Tiff and Keith's relationship is like Alicia and Rashad relationship. It was good to see a scene with Alicia and Tracy bonding over their son's death. Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that, Demarcus. It was nice. So then last thing we see, Nook took Tiff home. And this man went in for a kiss like he didn't take out her whole baby daddy. And I'm glad she didn't let him. Okay. She told him, you know what? I thought, once Alicia took out the person that took out Rob, that I would feel different, but I don't. And he was like, why? What? Like, how do you feel? And she was like, I feel like she got the wrong guy. Because she did. Because he's sitting in the car right next to you trying to kiss you, trying to get them draws. Okay. Don't fall for it, boo. Don't fall for it. And I mean that's it. That was really the episode. Um, I'm gonna give y'all quick little second to drop in the comments if y'all want to say anything. I love seeing Lynn Whitfield at the house doing the laundry. And she did it good. She clearly did it better than me. She didn't miss a step or nothing. Everybody in the house did it better than me. Like, I need a tutorial again. All right, so thank you so much. Thank you, Demarcus. Nels, which character? Hold on. Nels, which character return was the most impactful? Lamar, B. Mickey, Reg, or Unique? I mean, do you care if it's a biased answer? Because of course it's Unique. I mean, utter. Yes. Thank you, Demarcus. Reg versus Nook. Nook? Because Reg, like, at least, you know what? It's okay to be like, I'm not saying it's okay to be in the streets, but like, okay, you're in the streets, but at least you're not just causing chaos for no reason. Like, Reg wants to come back to cause chaos. Like, it's crazy. Nook should have took her out right there. Hold on. Took who out? Took who out, Cortland? Demarcus, see, this is what I'm talking about, Demarcus. You're always going to bat for the villain. You're always caping for the villain. Okay. Reg needs to go back into that little hole he crawled out of. Okay. Yes, but under somebody's orders. Okay. Under somebody's. Whoa, Courtney, you was talking about Tiff? No, he said he don't touch women and children. Okay, he don't touch women and children, and he knows he the reason that her baby daddy is gone. He can't just be out here taking out Tiff now, Cortland. See, I haven't watched the show in years, and I still don't like Reg. Thank you, Trace. Thank you. Reg got to go. How would she know it was the wrong guy? She said she got a feeling. Okay. Maybe her baby daddy, letting her know, in the spirit realm. Okay. Yes, he's a villain too, but he's like Robin Hood, he's like a good villain. He ain't just out here just causing problems for no reason. All right. And most of the problems that he caused was while Duda was still here. He was under his thumb. He had no choice. Okay, so you like Nook too. Yeah, see, I'm Team Nook. I'm Team Nook. I don't like the fact that he took out Tiff's baby daddy. That was like just horrible. And yes, the pastor, I agree. But I feel like the only decision he made on his own was Rob, taking out Rob. So to me, that was the worst. Taking out the pastor to me was really Duda. Nook lied on Zay taking out Rob. He did. But I mean, it's because he saw Zay coming after his spot. Listen, Demarcus, I know that Nook is a villain. Okay, you don't have to keep on reminding me of the bad things that he's done. I know he's a villain. All right, I know that. But the streets are safer with him, okay, than they are with Reg or with Duda. All right. Nook sounds like Lamar. Bye, Trace. Bye. Bye. Okay. All right, y'all. So if you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button. the comment, maybe leave a comment, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Make sure you are following us on all the platforms, the TikTok, IG, the Blue Sky, and Facebook. And I'll see you next week for the recap of episode 5. Hey, Xavier. All right, y'all. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.